Good morning, sir.
Morning,
Good morning, sir.
all attendees. Good morning to this Sunday morning PM forum. Thank you for getting up early and joining us, and for this interesting topic called Hyperloop project overview. And I've started recording the session, so this session will be recorded for our purpose of putting it on the YouTube channel. If someone has missed it, they can attend it later on. And hence, if anyone has an objection, they can drop out at this point. Now, let me introduce our speakers for the day. Mr. Teja and Mr. Harshad are going to take us through this entire project. And as the topic itself is very young, we have selected young speakers for doing justice to this and talking to us about this new cutting edge or new technology which we are going to witness in next decade, I think so. So let me introduce Mr. Teja. Mr. Teja is graduated in the field of mechanical engineering from V.R. Siddharth Engineering College, Vijayawada. After graduation, he had worked as design engineer in the Tata Consultancy Service, working on wind turbine components and handled the team of for a few months. Currently pursuing PGDM in operations and supply chain management from ITM B School, Navi Mumbai. Teja is Six Sigma Green Belt certified and got a couple of appreciations for delivery excellence during his tenure in TCS. Recently in the QCFI Kaizen competition. QCFI stands for Quality Circle Forum of India. He got a gold award and special Kaizen award for creating an interactive dashboard for the follow-ups process of his internship work. Business analytics and project management are two main topics that always fascinates him and would like to pursue his career in these fields to explore more. And now for Mr. Harshad Bhosle. Mr. Harshad Bhosle has total 4 years, 9 months experience in manufacturing, EPC and service sector. Now currently doing PGDM in operations and supply chain management and doing summer internship in L&T Mumbai. So that's about our two speakers. Now, agenda for the day is as usual. We are starting right now at 10 o'clock. We'll take a break around 11 o'clock, whenever there is a logical break point. And we'll take a break for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, we'll resume the session and we'll go on for another 1 hour. And at the end, we'll take Q&A for also 5-10 minutes. Similarly, for the first half also, we'll keep 5 minutes of Q&A at the end of before taking a break. So all your questions, you can put it in chat box. We'll pick up all the questions from the chat box and we'll try to handle those questions at the end of both the sessions. Now, this is the first time again we are doing this PM forum with two speakers. All this time we have been doing only single speaker, but we are doing two speakers. So the session is also divided between these two speakers. Like in first half, Mr. Teja is going to speak about the same topic, and in the post break session, Mr. Harshad is going to speak about on this topic, particular topic. So let's hear them, and I would request everyone to be on mute so that we don't have any external disturbances with us. So without waiting, I'll hand over the mic to Mr. Teja. Mr. Teja, floor is yours. Please go.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ketan, sir. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Let me share my screen. I hope, can you all?
Yes.
Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sharing my screen. Let me know when you see my screen.
Yeah, we are able to see your screen.
Okay. So, good evening, one and all. Today, we would like, me and Harshad would like to talk about Hyperloop case study in India. So, we are considering a possibility of Hyperloop from the city Mumbai to city Nagpur. And before understanding the Hyperloop in the first place, what is the need to build a Hyperloop? We need to understand. For understanding that, we need to see what are the problems that we face as in a daily life. So the first and major problem is urbanization. Urbanization is one of the biggest problem in 21st century. So urbanization means making a area more urban. Like there will be a population shift from rural areas to urban areas in search of their livelihood. So the process is good, and most of the people are shifting for their livelihood. Okay, but shifting to the one single place, it makes more crowded. So it will create a perpetual imbalance between the growth and infrastructure to match it. And we have a couple of problems like urban poverty in the sense low wages, low education facilities, less sanitization. You can see many areas, not all people in the cities can have a good sanitization, everything and all. So this comes under urban poverty. And we have expensive housing. You can see how much rent we will pay in the cities, and there is a poor air quality, and there is a heavy traffic jams like in metro cities, and generally poor quality of life for a majority of the population. As per the statistics, on an average, travelers in the metro cities spend 1.5 hours more than the other cities. And you can see it's vivid in the cities like Bengaluru and Mumbai, how the people from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, they will be hustling around and taking so much time and spending more time in the traffic itself. So transportation, in particular, these cities has been a biggest problem, not just within the city. If you consider, if you do travel in the intercity travels like Mumbai, Delhi, etc., traveling within the city takes more time than traveling to another city. Like say, suppose if you enter the city from city center, if you reach the outskirts, by the time you reach the outskirts, you can travel 3 times more distance when you are at the highway itself. So what happening is there is a heavy traffic jam. All are coming at the peak periods and creating this crowded thing. And this intercity travel also has become uh, more difficult because of this traffic and heavy crowded thing. So let us understand your view. Say, let's take a poll. Which transport do you prefer for intercity travel? Say railway, road, airways, or metro. Okay, and we have another poll. Which transport mode do you prefer for transporting cargo from one city to another? We would like to know your perspective on this.
I've opened the
Please
poll
answer
so
the poll.
people can start voting.
Let us wait for a few minutes till the poll results appear, and we will continue the presentation. Consider this intercity travel as a neighboring state, okay, and the cargo also neighboring state, if that is a suppose.
We'll keep the poll on for 2 minutes. We have already finished 1 minute 15 seconds. So another 45 seconds will wait, and after 2 minutes we'll end the poll. I can see a lot of people have already voted. Out of 55, 40 have already finished voting, and there are 14 people, those who have not started. Please vote so that we know the trend or what is the people's view on this. After 10 seconds and we'll stop that. I'm closing the poll. You are able to see the results?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's what the trend is. You see.
Yeah. Now, for the first question, majority of the people opted for railway, and 12 out of 56 is metro. Fine. And for the cargo, most of them are opted for the railways. So the metro, they have a air also, but most of the people choose the metro. The reason is pricing. air can travel, I mean airways through airplane we can travel quickly, but the pricing is very high. And if the case the same metro, we can travel quick, the pricing is low, but still it is better than the rail and the road. It can have a speed. So that means they want to have higher speed, but they want it at a lower cost. Similarly, for the transportation mode, also the, let us see what is the heavy thing we have. And air have 14%, and rail is 20%, and road is 5%. Clearly the railways, so cargo is a heavy equipment and a heavy weight, so they want, if they use road travel, they have to use more trucks and all, it will increase the cost. Similarly, they can't use air also, because it may increase the cost very to very high. So the railways are the cheap and best option in that particular case. So people are wanted, as of now, as we speak, in the poll results, people wanted cheap and best quality. They want to go quickly, and at the same time they want to have the ticket price as less as possible. So let us understand that, you can see in the picture on the right side, right? So let us understand, going to the office or moving the city like this in this particular traffic jam. So it will create so much time, and our time will be wasted so much. So we just need a system which can save our time. And also the pollution has been increasing at a tremendous rate. If you can see the global pollution rate and all, so we need to keep a check on greenhouse gases also. So most of these problems of urbanization can be solved by cheap, quick, and efficient mass transit system. So citing all these reasons, hence we are considering the feasibility of Hyperloop in this scenario. Hyperloop can produce at a massive scale, actually can solve this problem, and it be a reliable solution. Now let us see what is this Hyperloop. Hyperloop is an ultra high-speed transportation system which can be used to transport both passengers and freight at a speed of 600 to 760 miles per hour. That is equivalent to 1200 kilometers per hour. Coming to the history, it was the concept was long way back, but it came into the light from but from the Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla Motors. Actually, he has published a white paper, publishing a alpha design of what it would like, and how much, what is the its concept, and how it has to be produced. He produced a white paper, and calling all the designers and all the entrepreneurs to work on this, and to contribute for the development of this technology. Technically, he made it as an open source, and asking all the other developers, other designers to work on it, and to build a reliable Hyperloop system. So Hyperloop system, it is generally a sealed system of tubes maintained at very low air pressure, through which the pod travels freely without air resistance. You can see we have a bullet trains for that. Why just Hyperloop? Hyperloop will have no friction, just like a bullet trains. The other thing is bullet trains will have an air resistance. The interesting fact about this air resistance is aerodynamic drag. You see, as per the physics, it said that if the speed is and the air drag is square times the air drag, like means if the speed is doubled, we need air drag 4 times air drag will be acted upon it, and we need 8 times power to drive that, to maintain that speed against this air drag. You see, 2, 4, 8. We just if you want to double the speed, you will be experiencing a 4 times of air drag, and you need 8 times of power than normal to face it, to move it at that particular speed. So air drag plays a very important role. Just imagine if you maintain that air drag to low possible. There is no resistance force. If there is no resistance force, you can achieve a remarkable speed. Let us try to understand the technical aspects of this Hyperloop. Let us consider what is the speed as of now we speak. Generally, the bullet trains can travel at a speed of 320 kmph. The highest travel, the fastest bullet train travel will be say in the Japan Shinkansen, and it can achieve 320 to 350 kilometers per hour speed. It's used on the maglev technology. And airplanes, commercial airplane speed will be 850 kilometers per hour, and our Hyperloop top speed will be 1200 kmph. So let us understand what are the important parts of this Hyperloop. In a Hyperloop, we have three main parts. That's the one is the pod, and pod can use to it can be used for passenger travel also. For cargo, we can for cargo also we can use the pods, assuming one standard for 20 feet container, which have a payload capacity of 27 metric ton. We can keep one entire pod in the one entire container in one pod. We can design the pod in such a way it can be a cargo thing and it can be used for the passenger travel also. And another part is tubes, and we have terminals too. That terminal is available. Starting point and ending points are the terminals. So let me explain the working principle of magnetic levitation. So working principle of this Hyperloop, it will be using on the principle of magnetic levitation and electrical propulsion. So let me explain with the simple mechanics. So consider this as a pod. I hope you all can see me, right? So I will be saying simply, so consider this as a pod. Let us consider what are the forces acting on it. Okay. So obvious force is gravity. So this gravity has to be vertical direction. Gravity will be acting. So we will be balancing this force with respect to the magnetic levitation. Okay. One force is balanced. And the z direction, it should be constrained. So it is a tube, you can see. So it can't move in that z direction also. Only possible direction is this positive x and negative x direction. So now this is solved using the gravity is solved by the gravity problem can be solved by magnetic levitation. Now we have to provide the thrust. Okay. So thrust can be used to electrical propulsion can be used to provide the required thrust what we need. So electrical propulsion is not just a new technology. It has been used from 1970s to 1980s in the rocket areas. Okay. So what happens is, I will say simply, so it uses the ion drive. Ion drive in the sense there will be an accelerating ion, like just like a gun. It will be producing ions, and these ions, when coming to the ion chamber, which contains this neutral gas, like say xenon, inert gas. Sorry, it is xenon. Can be used in the ion chamber, and when these ions coming will be pushed through gun, it will be accelerated using the current from the solar panels that is fixed on the Hyperloop top. So that is the energy source. From that current, we will be accelerating these ions, and it is forced to bombard the inert gas. So when this bombardment takes place, ionization happens, and this ionization, there will be a cloud of positive ions that will be pushed on the other side. Clearly, you can see when this push happens, that will produce a massive force. As per the Newton's third law, equivalent opposite reaction will be there. That when the push happens, it will pull the pod on the forward side, and that's how it will achieve the speed. Interesting fact is about electrical propulsion. Why only electrical propulsion is it is 90% efficient than the chemical rocket engines, and the other thing is it is 10 times faster than the chemical rocket engines. So this is the speed. It having a speed, and we don't have air resistance. Imagine that's how we will achieve 1200 kmph. That is the tech behind the Hyperloop. And the thing is, we are using only renewable energy. There is no need of fossil fuels, and that's why we don't have any direct emissions. No CO2, no SO2, no CO, nothing. We just use electrical propulsion. So we just don't need these kind of things. And another thing is, first Hyperloop test was done by Virgin Hyperloop. It was tested technology at Nevada, and even though they didn't achieve the top speed, they do achieve reliable speed, and they are looking forward to build a more sophisticated, reliable system. And it typically reduces the travel. This is the important factor for our project. It's typically reduces the travel time by 80 to 90% compared to road. Now let us understand, this is the expected Hyperloop routes in India by the Virgin Loop, what they planned. And it will be connecting, if the sample Hyperloop can, if there is any full, if this really comes into the picture, it's a large scale plan by the Virgin Hyperloop. It will be connecting top Delhi, and it will be connecting Mumbai on the west, and Bengaluru, and deep down Trivandrum, now Chennai, and the Hyderabad, and it goes on to Kolkata. Every metro city and every city of major population can be connected with the Hyperloop. Now let us understand the theoretical part we have seen. Let us understand what it looks like, how the Hyperloop and how the cargo, just now as I spoke, what it actually look like. We have a sample video for you guys. Just watch through it, and it was developed by DP World Cargo Speed. So I would like to play the video. Just hold on a second. Just let me know you can hear the sound or not.
Yeah, I'll give you the confirmation that about video and audio both. Play the
Yes, sir.
video.
Open. So sir, is the sound is visible?
Yes, yeah.
Yes,
Sound is
yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
On demand. Today it's novel, tomorrow it will be expected. Global growth, e-commerce, driving a consumer behavior shift where goods and services are delivered rapidly. DP World sees the need for an advanced new network to support this future. Throughout history, cargo has always been the catalyst for transport revolutions. Today, DP World is partnered with Virgin Hyperloop One to realize the next leap in transport and make Hyperloop a reality. Pushing the boundaries of innovation, having the courage to do something different. The new cutting-edge linear electric motor propels the pod magnetically through the interportal. A series of pumps remove nearly all the air inside the tube to allow for an energy-efficient, quiet, incredibly fast journey. Our future ports will integrate Hyperloop technology for synchronized, seamless, intelligent movement of cargo. On demand, direct to the ports. Hyperloop can deliver exceptional service for high priority on-demand goods at the cost of trucking and the speed of flight. Sustainable operations powered by renewable energy. Utilizing network capacity for both freight and passenger. Goods are seamlessly transferred to autonomous vehicles while passengers are taken to the heart of the city. Rapid, effortless deliveries and the freedom from having to plan too far ahead. Efficient supply chains that unlock greater capacity for world demand. Introducing DP World Cargo Speed.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, you are. Yeah, let me start my video. Yeah.
Sure.
I hope I'm back online. Yeah. Let me
Yes.
share my screen again. Share. So now we have seen the video. Now let us, one second. Now let us consider our direct competitor in the Mumbai-Nagpur highway route. Okay, our direct competitor here will be Maharashtra Samriddhi Mahamarga. And the distance we are considering to see what's the how our competitor is going to, what are the salient features of this particular project. Okay, the distance is from Mumbai to Nagpur has been reduced to 701 kilometers. They are planning 701 kilometers path, and it has acquired till now 8,093 land acres has been acquired, and 33,000 families has been contributed. The whole project cost is 55,000 crores. Okay, so the speed limit has been increased to 150 kilometer per hour. Yeah, it's good. And traveling speed, if you can see, from 16 hours to 8 hours. Okay, the 16 hours to 8 hours we have been 50% reduction. We can say like that. Our competitor has been reduced the time to from 16 to 8 hours. That is 50% reduction of the time they have achieved, and it passes through 10 districts and 392 villages. So farmers will be getting, I mean, there is a massive problem of land acquisitions, and they are using land pooling technique scheme. In this, the developer plots equivalent to 30% of the land pooled will be given to the farmers. For the generally when the area is developed, the sideways also of the particular highway will be have a commercial value. So if that commercial plots are it will be given to the landowners who contributed to this, you don't need to pay extra amount. That's how you save the project costs, and most of the projects are using this particular technique. And we are also assume this particular technique for our case in the land acquisitions. And this thing will be 30,000 acre. 30,000 will be compensated to 1 acre, which is a rainfed, and 40,000 per acre, which will be compensated to the farmers for seasonally irrigated. So now let us see the similar projects. Actually, the Hyperloop has not been implemented at a full scale and anywhere in the world. There was a test tracks at Nevada and Abu Dhabi and everything. They are just testing it, and only small scale has been initiated. And this is what it makes technically high risk project, since there is no completed project we have. And let's now try to understand what is the Hyperloop project which was already proposed by Virgin Hyperloop in the path of Mumbai and Pune. In February 2018, Virgin Hyperloop and Pune Metropolitan Road Transport, uh, excuse me, has been there has been an agreement for the Mumbai Pune Hyperloop project. So in November 2018, government declares as this a public infrastructure project, and it is approves a consortium with DP World and just now what we have saw the video, that owner and the Virgin Hyperloop, one as a original project proponent. And this route would create a socio-economic benefits up to $36 billion. So the interesting part about this is traveling time has been reduced from 3 hours to 25 minutes in the Mumbai Pune. The similar project, sister project, what we have, it was assumed to be 3 hours to 25 minutes, and the total project cost will be 60,000 crores. So this is one of the similar project we have for consideration for our case study. And this Hyperloop from Dubai to Abu Dhabi. This is the picture of same Virgin Hyperloop, and what is this is their idea how far from Dubai to Abu Dhabi. It will take by bus, it will take 2 hours, but Hyperloop, it will take just 10 minutes. Imagine how much time they can save. So now it's just a disclaimer. Whatever the presentation we prepared is for academic purpose only, and all the data is taken from public domain and mentioning the source and everywhere. This is one of the thing, and we are considering only cargo in our Hyperloop. Since if you consider everything, the length and it will gonna increase, so we are restricting our consideration to only cargo in our Hyperloop case study. And we are considering Virgin Hyperloop company as an example. We just not collaborated and don't have any financial data. We are just taking an example. And the major thing is financial modeling of this project has been excluded due to the data confidentiality of the companies. We have a time constraint, and so this is a very new technology, and no company has been giving, making it public, all their data and all. So the financial modeling has been excluded, but we make sure that how it can be followed. Now let us have a small poll. Till now we have studied and we have learned about hyperloops, and we have studied the Samruddhi Highway, our direct competitor. So now for passenger travel, which is a better option for long distance travel? It is a highway or hyperloop. For moving cargo, which is a better option for you guys for long distance travel? It is a highway or a hyperloop. Let us see what the audience think on this. Yes, sir. Now you can have a poll right now is coming online, so you can mark the poll and let's see what audience really believes, the hyperloop or highway.
We'll be running this poll also for 2 minutes. It's 1 minute is over. For another 1 minute for few people to answer. Okay, last 10 seconds. I'll close the poll in another 10 seconds. I'm closing the poll. Show the results. Yes, we are able to see the results.
Yes, sir, we can see. So
Okay.
now we can see 9 have opted for highways for passenger travel and 33 have been opted for Hyperloop. For cargo, 10 has been opted for highways, and for Hyperloop, 33. That's interesting. Many have really, excuse me, many have believed that we have Hyperloop can be reliable. That's really good. So now let's consider the comparison of considering. Let's now our case study actually starts from here. Consider the travel between the Mumbai and Nagpur. Okay, now let us take two cities, this Mumbai and Nagpur, roughly. Okay, and the 60 kilometers is the from the city center to outskirts, and Nagpur from city center to outskirts. Let us assume it's 25 kilometers. Okay, now let us consider this highway travel. Okay, when you start from CST to by the time you reach Kalyan, if you can consider at the normal typical traffic day, okay, it will take 3 hours. Sometimes it may take 4 hours also because of the traffic jams. Just now, as we discussed regarding the urbanization problems and the huge traffic, all this will make up to 3 hours. So that's the red line I have indicated. From the time you reach to the highway, you can maintain a cruising speed of 100 kmph. In the cities, you may maintain what's the truck is starting from city center to outskirts. You can maintain the 30 kmph, or for 20, 30, and 40, it may vary. And overall, it can be 31. And after the highway, it can achieve up to 100 kmph. And once you enter into the Nagpur, again the speed drops because of this uh, sluggish speed because of this traffic and everything and all crowded areas. So now consider the Hyperloop travel from the same city center from Mumbai to city center of Nagpur. It will take only 3 minutes for the Hyperloop to go from city center to city outskirts. So the highway and the cruising speed, there is no, the cruising speed will be 1200 kmph throughout, not just in the city or outside the city. Throughout, it can maintain 1200 kmph, and it will take only 2 minutes for the entering from outskirts of Nagpur to city center. So highway takes overall about 16 hours and 47 minutes. And there are multiple paths connecting Mumbai and Nagpur. I have taken this path which have 16 hours least possible time. That is 16 hours and 47 minutes. And Hyperloop takes nearly 42 minutes itself. Just imagine the 42 minutes thing. By the time you reach from CST to Kalyan, it will take 3 hours. By the time Hyperloop will make 3 trips and will be ready, will be in the middle of the fourth trip. As it is taking only 42 minutes, it will take 1, 2, 3, and fourth, it will be coming back to the Mumbai. So that is the beauty of the Hyperloop. Now let us see the aspects of Hyperloop highway travel and Hyperloop travel in detail. So there will be a cruising speed and city speeds like we discussed, and Hyperloop have a maintain the same speed. You see, same speed throughout. There is no cruising speed and sluggish speed at over there. Same speed can be say, and lot of time can be saved by traveling from city center to this. Urbanization problems together will not have any impact for the Hyperloop travel if it is really executed, and low asset utilization for the highway travel and high asset utilization for the Hyperloop travel. What is this asset utilization, capacity utilization? So just now we spoke. By the time it reaches from CST to Kalyan, our Hyperloop guy will making it 3 trips. And how many? As I told, one pod can contain one standard container. So 3 containers can be reached to their destinations when one container travels from CST to Kalyan. That is the high utilizations we are speaking about. And more trips is possible. Just now I said, the more trips is possible in the less time. In highway travel, more trips will take more time. It is possible, but it will take more time. And the another important thing is highway uses fossil fuels. And another drawback is it needed to be refueled. You just can't go like that and without refueling and all. You need to stop. You need to refuel, and the cost will increase. Operating cost will increase in that particular picture. And this renewable energy in Hyperloop, we will be using renewable energy. In the Hyperloop overall path, if you see in that video, there is a path, right? In that path, upon the tubes, we will be arranging a solar panels. So these solar panels will be giving the energy, required energy to the Hyperloop to drive this ion drive. As I explained earlier, this is used for electrical propulsions, and there are batteries. If in case there is a cloudy day, we can manage with the batteries also. So it is useful for the all power. It act as a power source. What if there is a cloudy day? We can, uh, divert wind energy also. It's not that you have to use only solar power. We can use the wind energy also as a secondary backup to power up this entire Hyperloop track. And now you see the some drawback of this Hyperloop is high capex cost. High capex cost in the sense you need to have a build the Hyperloop in a straight path, and that too it have the high pylons, and we need to have the sophisticated technology of keeping the we have a sophisticated technology. Let me change my 1 second. Let me change my headset. People are feeling echo. Yes, sir. Give me a second. Hello, am I audible? Is there is an echo now?
No, Lily, you are audible.
Okay. Let us consider. So we are here in the high capex cost. If you consider the construction of pylons and uh, and all the tubes at a longer distance, obviously there will be a high capex cost, considering this particular infrastructure, and a low opex cost. Why low opex cost is it will be using only renewable energy, so there is no fuel thing and there is no labor to to move the pods. It can be fully automated. Labor cost will be saved and fuel cost will be saved, and there is a continuous power supply. There is no need to stop. So all this cost can be saved. That's why it is a low operating cost. And relatively in Hyperloop, it's low capex. Related to Hyperloop, in the highway travel, it is laying the the path of the path of the highway will be low capex and high opex. High opex in the sense the travelers and the truckers have to be refueling and they need money and they will charge and the logistics cost will be there. So now let us consider. So this is the Mumbai Nagpur Hyperloop attributes. So in car we have seen all this, considering compared to the other modes of transport, the Hyperloop reduces travel time by 95%. 90 to 95% of travel time can be reduced. And over the lifespan of the project, it creates more than 200K new jobs, direct and indirect employment. During the project, you need employment, and after the project also, you can maintenance and these things can be done. And over a lifespan, it can create 200K new jobs. And Hyperloop can reduce an annual pollution of 150K tonnage in that region. If the Hyperloop is executed in the trade and the truck and this all the trade has been done, most of the trade has been done through Hyperloop. There is no use of trucks, so thereby using a lot of fuel, and that means we are saving. So we are actually not letting the carbon dioxide and harmful gases to reach the atmosphere. That's how we save 150K tonnage for pollution in that region. And expected cost will be $20 million per 1 kilometer. So that will, in our currency, it is 140 crores per kilometer. That's for 1 kilometer building of 1 kilometer, it is expected to be 140 crores. And we are considering this 800 path. So for 800 path, so total will be 700 to 800 path. The total project cost will be 1,12,000 crores. It is a single time investment, and after that we can achieve, we can see the fruits of the Hyperloop. So now, why just Nagpur? Why just not another city? So the importance of Nagpur is it is go. There will be a multimodal international cargo hub and airport at Nagpur, and this is the biggest economic development project in India. So it was prestigiously started and it's going on. There may be some drawbacks and slow pace, but the plan is that make the Nagpur as a cargo hub. If you make the Nagpur as a cargo hub, just imagine, and it is connecting to the Mumbai. Mumbai is the financial capital of India, and Mumbai, we have couple of prestigious road. It is connected well with the other metro cities. Like if you see Mumbai Delhi corridor is on progress, okay, and these are the future projects which is ongoing on, and the Golden Quadrilateral which connects the major metro cities, it's already there and has been starting from 2001, and it has been completed in 2013 or 14. So it has been well connected with the other highways also. There is no need to go that separate in cities and all. We can directly go metro to metro in that highway. And recently we have this Diamond Quadrilateral railway network connected, connecting all the all the metro cities with a super fast express trains. So once you can reach this cargo from Nagpur to Mumbai, it will be connected well with the other metro cities. That's how it can be. That's how it can be. We have a less logistics cost, and if it is a cargo hub, major cargo will be coming from all parts of the country to Nagpur, and it can be distributed. See, the distribution will be very easy if you kind of put this for the cargo alone. The distribution from Nagpur to Mumbai, it will be easy, and it will go through entirely, and it will be saving a lot of costs at a very less time. That's also the beauty, and with no emissions. That is the another beauty of this Hyperloop. So this is the Finner analysis, and we need to see, is there a demand is greater than supply or not. So, if there is any demand, is the greater than supply or not? Why this plays an important role? Because the trade expected freight between the Nagpur and Mumbai is not big enough. Then the ROI, return of investment from this project will be very low, which is not economically feasible. And we need to see expected freight data, exactly how much freight is traveling from Nagpur to Mumbai through road or rail, so possibly airways, and the total amount of freight can be what is we need to calculate this thing, and per annual how much freight is going on. We can make the containers move at a higher speeds. We need to know, is there any real demand in that particular area. If the cargo hub, if it is made into the cargo hub, the demand will come, and from that demand we can effectively utilize that demand and we can supply these containers at a higher speeds. That's by making quicker and quicker, so we can distribute the cargo all over India with this quadrilateral paths. So this is the preliminary analysis. As I said, the financial modeling is bit difficult for us to get the data. So I will tell you how we can actually what is the process, okay, how we followed or supposed to be followed if we have the data. Okay, so in the project income statement is during this phase we need to gather what are the source of funding. Okay, funding, since the government can't bear it fully, because if the government takes full thing, it will take so many years, because not just Hyperloop, spending 1,12,000 crores is not a joke. It's a major high infrastructure project, mega structure project. So if you keep everything in that particular project, imagine what you will keep for the economic benefits of people. What about the other project? We have parallel project like Samruddhi and Delhi Mumbai corridor, and so many things are there. And not just Delhi Mumbai corridor, we have another development plan. You just can't go with one Hyperloop and down the other project. So government has a constraint. So in this particular constraint, if we make this as a crowd-funded project, attracting the investors, we have very good investors. As per the report, we have so many number of millionaires and billionaires in the India. So if it is made as a crowd-funded project, and based on some terms and agreements, make them as a potential shareholders, so we can make this project as quick as possible. Okay, and if you make it quick as possible and get the returns, we can actually decrease the price. So roughly it was estimated that for one way trip it costs 3,000 to 4,000. But if there is a proper demand and huge number of people are coming, and huge number of cargo, the demand is there, the pricing can be reduced. Economics of scale. If there is a mass production, you can reduce the price, still you can be profitable. That's how we are planning for the crowdfunding strategy for the getting the funding for this project. And let me 1 second. and market research. This is very important for any project, not just Hyperloop project. For any project, is very important. Is we have to see if there is any similar project executed in the past and what is the success rate. So let us suppose in this Hyperloop only, we see in Virgin Hyperloop, this company, what we assumed, has a tested technology at Nevada site, and they have this track, tested track, and even though they didn't achieve the top speed, they have this, they actually executed this, and we have some hope. And how if you develop much more and the technology proceeds further, we can actually achieve this electrical propulsion in reality. And the another thing is, what is the government policies role in it? Government policies plays a very much huge role in this particular mega structure and mega structure project. So if there is any government policy change that can hamper the project execution, project will take more time to come into the end, and this will actually increase the cost. We shouldn't have, it's not good for a project. If you delay the project or project the span is getting increased, it's very bad because the operating cost will increase. Obviously the people who are working need money, we need to spend on them, and sometimes the stock will be obsolete, so no longer be useful. We need to place the new stock, and we have to place the POs for everything, and that POs will take time. And by the time it reaches, we should have the proper equipment and capital, and we should proceed further. I mean, the government policies and the government cooperation, the cooperation from investors is very much necessary. So government policies, how that's how it plays a major role. And we need to see whether the project delivered on time. We can't rely on the people where suppose Virgin Hyperloop only. So whether the Virgin Hyperloop data shows whether they have a success rate in delivering the project on time. We have to see that particular data. We just can't give the people, and if they can't getting delayed, so there will be a that will hamper the project actually, and there will be some agreements if they breach, and the legal issues will come, and that's not good for any project. So we need to make sure that it has to stick to the project timeline. It has to make sure that it has to be delivered on time. Whatever the project phases are there, it has to deliver on time. Like I already told, how much freight is being traded between the Mumbai and Nagpur. It is important because after the demand only we can take over. If there is no demand, there is no point in making this sophisticated technology in this particular route. We are assuming, but in reality, is there really demand exists between the Nagpur and Mumbai? We need to get that particular data. And what is the ROI? Is the proposed route will give economical benefits? So a return of investment, just not between the trade. We need to see the return of investment. How quickly we can get the return of investment. We should not increase the price more because our competitors, it will benefit our competitors, and our operating revenue will decrease. We just can't keep our this pricing at low. I just can't keep 100 or 200 for the cargo at initial phases. So it will hamper my project. The ROI will be takes more time, and it is not that easy. And our stakeholders, since it's a crowded funded project, our stakeholders will raise the concerns. So many issues will come. So we need to keep a price in such a way that we need to see the competitor price, and we need to adjust we need to see the trade, how much market share we can get if we go online. So these are the two important factors for the project at any time, not just project. For any project, this has to be there. We have to do this Porter 5 forces analysis, that threat of new entrants, threat of substitutes, buying power of our customers, how much tickets they are going to spend, I mean ticket price they are going to spend, and bargaining power of the suppliers, and the industrial rivalry. Industrial rivalry, there are only majorly 2 to 3 people, and we are in India, there is only one guy. So that can't be a important factor here. But the rest of the things, threat of substitutes, and we need to see how far it can impact our project. This is very much necessary. And coming to the next part of the feasibility study is we need to include the startup cost, fixed investment on operating cost, and how the forecast of all these costs should be included in the project. And we have to prepare a project charter, how the project objectives, how much we want to get, everything we need to make, and the project timeline. We have to prepare the Gantt chart, and we have to see what is the expected timeline, how much of the phases of the project can be executed. We need to have this whole picture ready before going to onboard. And these cost address things such as equipment and messaging methods and personal supply availability and overhead cost and everything. Now review and analysis data. Once all this process has been done, all this feasibility study has been done, whole process is called feasibility study. And once this feasibility study has been done correctly, and by studying all these things, we need to see a few things like the income statement and compare it with the expenses and liabilities what we have. Our income should be greater than our expenses and our liabilities. So then only we will get the profit, right? So working cap. So then only we can see whether it's a really good or not. And finally, it's a go or no go decision. Based on all these factors, we can say whether it is okay or not okay. We have to take a decision based on the feasibility study only. If the feasibility study is not good in that particular area, scrap the project. Just to consider the feasibility study and understand whether the demand exists or not. So we need to see really see whether the based on the feasibility study we need to go ahead or not. For every project, the feasibility study is very much important factor. So if something goes wrong, if something is miscalculated in the feasibility study, so there will be a lot of troubles if you really go online with that project. Instead of giving profits, it may end up in losses also. So for every project, this feasibility study is very much important. So let us take a break now. I am open for questions. Ketan sir?
Yes, thank you. And I think we can have few questions in the chat or question answer box. I'll just read out 2-3 questions which I can see. One question was in chat, which was asking you whether this particular thing is self-driven or it's in a manual. That is a driver is required for this.
Okay, sir. So can I answer now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a self-driven mostly. No people, whether it's a cargo or passengers, there is no need for one to drive. We can actually control this particular pod using our stations. Periodically, for every 100 kilometers or for 200 kilometers, we will keep a station, and entirely it's the automated one. So there is no need of any driver or someone on board, and we can actually people move automatically, and there will be auto evacuations and everything. It's a self-driven one.
Yeah, I think I've read about this kind of thing already being used in some of the metros, that from the command center, what they call, or the control center, they can control all these metros which are running, or similarly, I think ports will also be controlled by the command center or the control center, and no need of having drivers. So it's a self-driven. So that is one aspect. Second is also one of the question is what about dimension size of cargo? If you use Hyperloop, can it be constrained?
A little, we need to increase the size. So originally for the passenger travel, what most of the companies has been considering is 2 meters diameter. Okay, for 2 meters diameter of the tube, we are considering the passenger. For the cargo, the standard container, what I spoke before in the third slide, so it will be around 2.5 or 2.53 something. So we need to increase the diameter from 2 to 3. So what I am saying is go with the 3 for entirely. So we can have the cargo and we can have the passengers also. So if the standard container, we need to increase. What the current people are doing is 2 meters only they are considering. What I suggest is 3. So there is why 3 means we have standard containers coming directly from port. So we no need to shift that container to our specially designed container. There is no point. This is a wastage cost again. So just to use that particular 3 standard containers of 20 feet or 40 feet, say suppose 20 feet, the pod we will consider for the 20 feet, we will use the same 20 feet wala container directly. So this constraint can be avoided if you design the tube itself for the standard container of a 20 feet container. We can use that in this case.
Okay, I think few more questions coming up. I think that means people are listening and they are finding your talk very interesting. One question is, Kam, which Indian company is the competitor? Is there any Indian company going for this?
Indian company.
It is just a question. Person is
Achha,
just
okay.
asking. Is there any Indian company which is the competitor?
As per my research, what I have done, there is no such Indian company's direct competitor in this Hyperloop tech. It's very new and only few companies are following, and there is no Indian company is actually into this. What I uh, see, what I feel. Yeah, sir.
Okay. There's one more question. How much electricity requirement for one pod to travel per kilometer? This is critical as solar energy. Uh,
Sorry, sir. Can you please repeat again?
yeah, 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, how much electricity requirement for one pod to travel per kilometer? This is critical as solar energy will not be available minimum 15% or 20% duration in a year and have to depend on standard energy supply. Do we have
Yes, sir.
any statistics on this that how much electricity is required?
No, sir, that the technical data is not there for me. But the second part of the question, we need to rely upon, we no need to rely upon the standard fossil fuels. We can get the wind energy also on board to keep this particular, this running because our National Institute of Wind Energy, NIWE, is planning to, uh, the latest project. What actually I'm doing this project in my capstone report for the final presentation. As what about that is they are planning the big offshore uh, wind farm at the Kanyakumari and Gujarat, which can produce more gigawatt and it will be added. So for this particular, our project location is Mumbai to Nagpur. And the Gujarat, we have a major wind farm that is expected to come on board in a couple of years. So we can use that as well. By the time it project gets finished, we can get that particular source on thing. As they said, really the solar power can't be available more and more. We can have if it is not for 2 days also it is fine. We can adjust that with the batteries. So we can have this batteries and we can get it running. But if it is really big constraint for many days, we can get the solar power. In least scenario, we will depend upon thermal power and the nuclear power we have. Nuclear power also we can divert it and power up this whole Hyperloop thing.
Okay, that's great. There is one more question by Mr. Milim. I can think one more risk is for land acquisition for project. Do not think that can be risk considering current experience at Samruddhi Highway. I don't know what he wants to ask, but I think that is his comment.
Yes, sir. I
Is
will tell
addressing
the
this.
land risk. For
Yes.
Samruddhi, we are using land pooling techniques, right? And that has been feasible for them to get the lands. Why it will be a risk for Hyperloop, right? If I am here correctly, if I listened correctly.
Yes. Yes.
So the major constraint in the Hyperloop is for unlike Samruddhi, for Samruddhi they can be a turns. They can be a turn here and there and go up and down based on the bridges. If I am not wrong, there are 32 major bridges and it is going 392 villages and all. There will be a couple of turns are there. If you keep the same turns for the Hyperloop also, so you can't achieve that particular speed. For that, you need to construct the Hyperloop in a single straight line path. Okay, let us. I will show you the slide for Mumbai Pune, the proposal for the Mumbai Pune Hyperloop project. So, one second, give me a second. This is the Mumbai Pune Hyperloop project proposed by Virgin Hyperloop. You can see in the map. What is the map? From map you can see there is a straight line. Why they are considering a straight line, not just any other line? Because if you are traveling at a very high speed, just imagine you are going at a 80 kilometer speed and suddenly you have a turn. So obviously, if you quickly turn or suddenly if you turn like that, just like that, your body will skid. So you can't balance this high inertial forces coming along with you, inertia of motion. So this inertial forces can't be balanced just like that. So to avoid, you are traveling at a 1200 kmph speed. Suddenly, if you go turn like that, there will be high inertial forces, and there is a high probability that you can kick out of this tube. So that's why it should not be happened. In roads, we will solve this by using angle of banking. So we will reduce the road like this, and we will be going like this. So that problem can't be reduced in the Hyperloop. That angle of banking will not work. If you increase the elevation also, it's a tube. Tube is tube. The circle will go like this, but still the angle of banking kind of concept is not extended here. So the obvious thing is we will go with the straight lines. So the inevitable drawback for the straight line is the main point. It can go straight line means there will be so many obstacles. Say suppose there can be village, there can be heritage sites, and there can be a social, government buildings and private infrastructure, major historical things. So all this will be a problem and hurdle to make this a hyperloop path, I mean, feasible. So this particular thing we need to see, and a geographical survey has to be done very strictly, so that we will have a least interaction with this all infrastructures and all these things. We should not touch these religious places. If you touch one temple or church or mosque, whatever it may be, the people's sentiments will get hurt. So you just can't go straight over it. So things are, sentiments are there, and there are some serious concerns are there to build a hyperloop, this straight line path only. Without straight line, you can't achieve the speed. If you build straight line, there is a lot of things are going to come. So this, you need to solve this problem of land acquisition, sir.
Okay.
Very
Few
challenging.
more questions. Yeah, few more questions.
Yes.
Is the Mumbai Ahmedabad route is considered or not for feasibility?
Mumbai,
Any idea
Ahmedabad.
whether Mumbai Ahmedabad has been considered?
Yeah, it will. It's under a research in under L&T.
Okay. Thanks, Harsad, for that. One more. There is a case study in world. Is there any case study in world which has been done? I think you mentioned about Nevada, right?
Yes, sir. Nevada tested site. It's they have been tested the technology for a like 500 meters or like 500 to 100 meters. How the thing goes on. It's not a full length test, technology test, proof of tech that exists, and it can be believe that we can actually make this project feasible.
Okay.
Not full length project has been not implemented anywhere in the world.
Okay, fine. I think all of them are in that drawing board stage right now, and it's good that we are hearing about such a technology at this juncture. Maybe I would like to become project manager of one of these projects. Okay, how safe is it is to, as it's a closed capsule or a pod for the traveler?
Yes, sir.
So how safe it is for the traveler as it is a closed pod?
Yes, sir. The travel will be smooth and easy one, because even though we are having a high speed, that pod we are maintaining at a normal atmospheric and normal atmospheric pressure. That's 101.325 kilopascals. So in the inside the tube, we are maintaining 0.1 kilopascals. That is 100 pascals of pressure. So at that low pressure, you will not get a dynamic drag. And moreover, we are levitating, so there is no parts and there is no friction, there is no up and downs. So it will be smooth. Maybe you will have this kick-off feeling when you have buckle up. You will be safe, and there will be if something happen, it can stop. That's it. I mean, it's a fully controlled automated one. What the majority of the companies is saying, it's safest part. I mean, if everything goes wrong, pod will stop. That's it, and the people will come and they can get you out of it. So, and actually, you see the Virgin Hyperloop in India, one Indian has been into this test, and they successfully traveled from in Nevada test only, I think, successfully traveled from 10 kilometers, I think. I'm not wrong. They are, sorry, not 10 kilometers, 2 kilometers or something. They have already traveled. So it is a safe for passengers, and safety concerns are okay, but it is considerably safe for passengers and cargo also.
Okay, there's one question. What will be the maximum length of object can be transported through Hyperloop? I think you answered it a couple of times that we are looking at a container,
yes,
a typical container of 27 feet, right?
Yes, sir. 20 feet container.
27 metric ton, which is the weight of the such.
Yes,
right?
sir. So
Okay.
actually, in Elon Musk Alpha design, what they proposed in 2013, they have the 10 feet wala pod. They have this 10 feet, 7 to 10 feet, I think, but we can extend based on the forces we have. There's a lot of technical study has to be done. We assume that container, as we see in the DP World Cargo, they are using actual containers. So I assume that that particular pod also can be constructed. For passenger travels, it is 28 passengers, sir. As per the design, Alpha design, we can get 28 passengers on board at a time.
Okay, very good. I think that's all. What are the questions I can see? I think it's time to take a break. And thanks a lot for that wonderful session. But be with us because you might get few questions at the end also. And while we are breaking for 10 minutes, right now it's 11:05, so we'll be back at 11:15. But before you guys go away, I would like to invite Ms. Priya Patra, who is a VP for Outreach for our chapter, Mumbai chapter. She has some announcement for all the attendees. Yes, Priya Patra, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Ketan sir. Please give me sharing rights again so that I can share the content.
Let me stop sharing. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I
Please
think he
acknowledge.
has to give me rights. So for very good session, Teja, and we learned a lot on Hyperloop. I had zero idea what was going on before the session, but now I think I have some idea. Yeah, so I have the sharing rights now. And again, hello everyone. My name is Priya Patra and I am your Vice President Outreach. I have an announcement to make. Are you able to see my screen now?
Now, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So we are, as you know, PMI Chapter Exchange has been collaborating with multiple chapters all across the globe. Our next event is coming up, and that's where I am here. It is on 17 September 2021. That is a Friday, 19:30 IST, like always. And this time, you'll be able to earn 1.5 PDUs because we've got feedback that the time is too short for so many great eminent panelists coming and talking on one single topic. So this will be a 1.5 PDU event. Do join us. You can scan the QR code on your screen with your mobile device and register. Else, I will also put in the link to register on the chat window after I stop sharing. But this time we are talking on robotic process automation, which I think is again a little futuristic in case of, we are using, but not to that extent. So we will get views from all across the continents like Asia, Latin America, Africa, Europe. And this session will be moderated by our panelist, Jimmy Goddard from North America. So you will get your views from all across the globe. From Asia is this time is represented by Sri Lanka chapter. So we have like 4 chapters in Asia. So we give them turns to provide speakers. And this time it is Sri Lanka chapter. So do join us. Last time we had registrations from 83 countries, more than 1600 registrations. This time we hope to reach that number to 100 countries. Please to join us. And I'm sure this will be again an eye-opener session. So that is all from my side. Ketan sir, thank you very much for the time.
Oh, welcome, Priya, anytime. And I think now I'll take the rights and I'll run my presentation. Okay.
Okay.
You guys can take a break, and I think we'll be back by 11:15. But for those who are online, I'll run some presentation for that.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Priya.
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Okay, one announcement from our certification and training portfolio. There is a DSSM training coming up in the month of September, 25th and 26th September. You can visit our website for registering for this, and we have best pricing in the entire India for this particular training. It's I think 17,000 for this 2 days training, DSSM training program, and we have got best of the faculty who has got more than 10 years of experience in training. They have been conducting program for our PMI chapter. So please do register if someone is interested in Discipline Agile Senior Scrum Master training program. And now we will resume our session. I'll hand over this to Mr. Harshad.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I have made you presenter. If you can share your screen. Yes, we can share your screen. If you can go in the presentation mode.
Is it visible?
Yes, the blank is there. I think click on this. Yes, now graphics is
So
visible.
good morning, everyone. So now the next stage is project execution. So we know we are execute this project from Mumbai to Nagpur. We are considering this case. So,
Mr. Harshad, 1 minute. I think there is an echo coming up from your side. There is a distortion coming. Something about that?
now is it fine, sir?
No, still some disturbance is coming. Just try now.
Now, sir.
Yeah, it's better, but there is an echo, I think, again, in your case also.
Just
I think
still it's there.
slide is there, but I think it's much better than earlier one. You can just put a mic slightly near to your mouthpieces.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think this is better.
Oh, okay, sir. Is it visible to everyone? Is it visible to everyone? Tejan?
Yeah. Yes.
So at the time of execution, we have to consider the connecting city. Like in Mumbai to Nagpur, we are having on the route there are Jalgaon, then Varda, then different cities are there. So we are connecting these all city so that all work should we start at the time or we will start this all in partially. Uh,
1 minute. Sorry, Arshad, sorry to disturb, but I think same this thing is coming again. Voice is not very clear. You want to try out different headphones or directly through the computer speakers? You want to try it out?
Sir, give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
This is Rafael. Good morning, everyone. While we wait for Teja
Yes.
to adjust his audio issue, we can have some question and answer session with Teja.
Teja, yes.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, I'll just read out one question. Someone has posted a question. I've heard about solar hyperloop. Can this be realistic for this project?
Yes, sir. I mean, we are also considering the possibility of solar hyperloop only. So the solar panels will be on the top of these two tubes. There will be two tubes, so one for going and one for coming. So in these two tubes, we have a solar panel on over the top. So that will be along the longest path, like 700, 800 kilometers. So that will be utilized for the as a power source. Yes.
Okay, fine. Thanks. I think there is one more question. Are there any emergency exit in between? And what about the jerks and pull it would exert due to sudden acceleration? Will people experience same effect as Formula One drivers experience?
Yes, as per the emergency exits, I am not fully aware, but companies are taking necessary precautions. As the company video, what I saw is if there is an emergency, so
Now,
they would know and they will come quickly and to address the issue. And regarding the jerks, yes, we have a little jerk because we are traveling at very high speed. Little jerk will be there at starting. I mean to say, when you reach the top speed, you will not experience anything. They say, right, when you're starting from the normal to high speed, there will be a little jerk at starting time, and once you reach the topmost speed, you will be traveling at that and whole as the pod is traveling at that speed, you also will be traveling at that speed, and you will not face that much thing. And they make sure that everything is smooth. What the company assures us is they make sure that everything is as smooth as possible.
Okay.
so
Thanks.
now there is a.
Yeah, Harsha?
Is it
Yes.
fine?
Yeah, this is much better. Yes.
Okay, sir. Uh, there is no issue, right?
Yeah. Now it's
So at the time of execution, we have to consider the connecting city and divided that all into four equal session. So we start all this work in a start partially. At the time of execution, suppose we divide it into a different four station. So we have to make warehouse near that station. So it will be move fast or it will be done as much as early. We have to build a domestic supply and encourage the local supplier at the time of building this making this. So we have to encourage to local supplier as a part of government make in India. So we have to encourage local supplier also. At the time of in the engineering, we considering the engineering section on the board, we have considered the good experience so having the work in a metro underground station or some bullet train. Now it's going on, so we have to take such a engineer so having the good experience, and they are considering all possibility of the risk in that project. Basic engineering contract are only who majorly work Hyperloop technology and similar one on its innovation. Finally, equipment supply in case of Virgin, who have provided necessary equipment for the process. So in the case of our system, the Virgin Hyperloop, they are the having subcontractor or sub supplier also. Hello.
You are audible, Harsha.
yeah, audible. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Then in the procurement, we need to decide which items to supply by Virgin and by local supplier. We have to consider the parameter according to our location or according to our warehouse. Which suppliers are providing all the materials on the right time and right quantity with the quality. Which items we need to procure from Virgin and which items we need to purchase from local supplier or which are signed or approved from that virgin organization. So which need to procure, though sometimes for the base construction we have to some bidding process for the taking contract for the construction. For civil construction we have to open bidding process also. Then in the construction, basic civil department will be look after the basic construction, and the mechanical department will be look at the electric, mechanical and the electric aspect of the project. Finally, the core people, Virgin Hyperloop Engineering will look after the technical aspect of the project. Suppose we are making first construction for building a vacuum to for vacuum in that tube. The vacuum should be properly. So if the construction is properly designed, then the risk is very less. So we have to consider these all construction aspect at the time of making construction. Because of that construction, we are holding our uh, tubes on that. So it will be parallel to our aspect ratio or parallel to the construction. So what are the project risks? We have to consider different types of risk. Like first, we have to consider what are the possibility risk. Like one candidate arise that one participant asked that question. If there is a in a year there are sometimes sun issues. So what we are the what how to run this Hyperloop. So there is a we have to always think what are the another plan we can do. So if a solar system is not working properly, then there is a wind energy also available. So what if the government is changed from this government to next government? They are changing policies also. They are not providing financial support also. So these are the project risk might be coming. Land acquisition. Sometimes government is denied to give government land, or some private or some contractor also try to hinders in our projects. So the land acquisition is the might be main issue at the time of doing projects. They having some we need to consider which route is safely and short distance, so no any turns or no any too much lengthy distance, so it will be a straight away only. See in this time price increase continuously in our oil system in all transportation. So this hyperloop is mainly based on solar system and wind energy. So there is no such more impact on our hyperloop system that oil pricing or decrease that is doesn't matter for in a hyperloop transportation. So it's totally based on wind and a solar system. So what are the project risk? Our at the time in the transporting, the competitors also increasing price, or competitors also focusing our clients. So we are reducing price. They reducing price, and according to that, we consider for this logistic or that much container how much price we need to consider. Uh, so these are the risk our competitors might be taking a chance of that. The cargo that our transportation costs are less, but hyperloop having a more costly. They so we have to consider this all aspect. At the time of installation, the cost is very high, but after that, it will be normal. So what are the advantages? We can directly check in just a metro. Unlike airports, cargo can transfer quickly with a very less time. People can report to their office directly from their hometown, which are very high rent. which are very high rent. So no fossil fuel are required, no direct emission during the operation. So now time if we are traveling by bus or there are some emissions, but in that hyperloop there is no emissions. Cell power, solar panel and a tunnel is used for as a energy source. So what are the disadvantages if we consider? It's quite expensive, high demand in small supply, high demand, skeptic safety, not economic for all routes. See, in a Mumbai there are three routes: Harbour Line, Central Line, and Western Line. So these are the three lines, and in our Hyperloop system we have to consider such a route. So it will cover maximum big cities. So we can't make a design like Teja already said. Immediately turn or we can't design in a such a way that maximum small cities are covered in that. So we have to these are the disadvantage, only the main cities we can cover in that hyperloop. So how it will be affect on a society and transport? It is important to consider several changes. Hyperloop faces both construction and its impact on society. The biggest speed bump Hyperloop faces the cost technology, elaborate tube system, eliminate the cost emission million of dollars. The vehicle transport of electricity propulsion through a low pressure tube and float above the track using the magnetic levitations. The long vacuum chambers manufacturing required advanced technical skill, which are costly and also high risk to maintain, high risk to life, limited source in the train, and the use of rights. Some other concern challenge that Hyperloop will face. Not to mention the installation would require large number of tree cuts down, leading to environmental losses. That is not required. So how to say, faster high-speed rail will undoubtedly take dread out of the daily communicate. That engineering behind the Hyperloop had made a unit bad weather conditions. These are the effect on the our transportation. So at the time of Hyperloop system, we are considering infrastructure, ports, and performance. So what are the things we have to consider in one literature of that in one case study, they mention all the infrastructure pod and performance, the tube, how many percentage of tubes is required, substructure for infrastructure station. They all calculated these all thing in a statistical view.
Harshad, 1 second.
Yeah.
Actually, this is the EU research areas. I mean,
Research
number
area,
of
yeah.
companies has been working on this particular area, like tube infrastructure. 28% of the companies are working in this particular segment. So it is the infrastructure in pod segment. 37% research has been done morely. So
yeah,
yeah.
by EU research areas.
Yeah, this is the slide. Yeah, please go on.
So in that 2 months of period, what I learned, passionate about the goal, presentation skill, time management, and project risk and business risk.
Yeah, let me continue. Thank you, Harsha. So regarding coming to my learnings as a postgraduate, under the Rajesh sir, it was very good experience as a part of this Grow Initiative program which I enrolled. So first one foremost thing is I got very good insights on how to approach a problem. Why I am explaining my learnings is it can be useful to so many students or my fellow colleagues who can already been into this field. So not this field, any field, we just need to, it can be useful for you also. That's why I'm explaining. So I just got a good insights on how to approach a problem. Like have always a questions. When you select the topic, why only Hyperloop? Just if you prepare the questions in that particular fashion, you can get the answers. Always have this, have a thirst for having a query. I mean, why Hyperloop? Why only we have to rely on? Why it should be economical? There is no other option. Why it is what got so much significance? Like if you question yourself and prepare a particular topic or any particular problem, it can be solved easily. So another thing is EPC philosophy of the projects, engineering, procurement, and construction. So this is if you divide the segments and if you follow that particular philosophy for a mega structure project, it is a very good philosophy to be followed. And I already understand the project risk and business risk. Project risks are which are the risks that can hamper a specific project objective. So it is the project risks, as Harshad explained, and the business risks are post-project risks. What if the trucking companies increase the price? If we fix 1,000 rupees per one travel, what if the trucking companies keep 900 or 800? It can happen, right? And people will shift to the other trucking companies. They will not use our Hyperloop. So this business risks and the government, if they allocate less funds, operating revenue, no, not government, I'm sorry. What if the now situation is COVID lockdown, right? What if the COVID lockdown takes place and everything comes to stay still? So it's a business risk. So we need to see what's coming and all. It's a very unfortunate risk, but we need to see these are the one of the type of business risk we have. And how I understood how to prepare a business presentation and how to research about it. Have a questions, then you will get the answers. And one more thing is how to accept the constructive criticism. Say 1 second. Hello. Yeah, I'm back. So one important learning is how to accept the constructive criticism. If the other guys or higher seniors is giving a suggestion along with some with some criticism, you need to accept it. You need to see what is the usual feedback, what they are intended to give you. So this is very much important. It can help to see the positive. Take positive from everything. Okay, don't just take negative, take positive. Even though it's a feedback, if you get negative feedback, how it can improve you, that's the what it matters. This is the most important thing I learned from this Grow initiative, and how to focus and improve my vocabulary. When you give presentation, the vocabulary plays a very much important role, because if you mess up, the people will not understand. So I understood how to improve, how to focus on increase and improve my vocabulary, and how to decrease anxiety. The meditation techniques taught by sir, and how to decrease my panic and stay focused. It's also helpful for you guys also. That's the thing I have learned from this learning. Yeah, all these learnings I have learned from this Grow initiative. And thank you so much. You are open for question and answers.
Thanks, Teja and Harshad, for that wonderful session. I'll just check if we have any questions. I think we'll spend another 5 minutes in the questions.
And another thing is, if you don't understand any concept, feel free to ask, and we can explain once more. Since we have a time, we can explain once more if there is any query regarding any particular topic we didn't we have covered so far till now.
I don't see any questions coming up. What we'll do is I'll invite our President, Mr. Jacob, to come and give vote of thanks. I'll also show on the screen while he's giving vote of thanks, certificate of appreciation for both the speakers, one by one, so that and we would request you to accept this on behalf of our PMI Mumbai chapter. And post that, I think there will be 2 minutes for this Grow initiative. I'll invite Ms. Priya Patra again. But before that, Mr. Jacob, can we have you? Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ketan. Thank you, Arshad and Tejas, for informative morning on a Sunday. Today is Teachers' Day, so you have taught us a few good things about Hyperloop. So thank you very much on behalf of the Mumbai chapter. I had a question, I put it down, but it was not going through. My question is very simple, Teja. How will you create a straight line within the city limits? You said you want to have a straight line for an Hyperloop, say from Mumbai to Pune. You can do it, maybe you can do it outside the city limits. But say like from Dadar to the outside city limits, how will you make a straight line? It's just a question.
Yes, sir, I get it. But we are that's a very important challenge. We can in cities also we are planning metros, right? Just like that, we are seeing the possibilities, because if you don't include that, the original purpose of this, as I told you, the urbanization problems can't be eliminated. So we can achieve the speeds, but the problem still persists. That's a very big challenge. It's not that easy, but if you can see the width of the Hyperloop, it's a single lane. The container, it's a hardly to, we have the container of 3 feet diameter, sorry, 3 meters diameter, and within one lane it can be possible, but coming to the real situation, it can be really challenging. I accept that. But if you don't
Yes.
construct in a straight line, the whole purpose will be defeated, I think.
And also, both of you, are you working for some consortium for a company, or what is it? Because we have not read anything in the newspapers about Hyperloop consortium being created in India.
Yes, sir. That is a consortium is Mumbai Pune. In that Mumbai Pune project, the Virgin Hyperloop and DP World Cargo has been came forward, and with collaboration with Maharashtra government, they just had this agreement. So the cargo wala thing, everything. I mean, DP will be provided, and the Virgin Hyperloop is equipment supplier. So they will together, and the funding investor is the Maharashtra government. So
But
this is the plan.
is it in the conceptual stage or?
No, sir. In 2018, I mean, in 2018, it was started, and that
Yeah.
Maharashtra CM also went to Nevada test site. Actually, Devender sir has been already went to Nevada test site and saw this, and they are actually, if I'm not wrong, they planned, as you told, the straight line path is very challenging in in the city. They are planning for underground, if I'm not wrong. They are planning for only for city level 12 kilometers. They are planning for underground. I mean, the pod will be coming like this. So this is very science fiction kind of thing, but because you can't move the people, this is a straight line path. So they are planning for one particular path underground, and slowly it will come up. Like say suppose 15 kilometers, I think.
Okay.
So as per the news I got.
Thank you. And what is going to be the material used for Hyperloop container? MP Singh had asked, so just thought of just asking you.
Yes, sir. The material is the same as what I have read is carbon fiber, lightweight and more strong. Like F1, the Ferrari cars, they are using carbon fiber. They're using the same material, carbon fiber and vibranium, and lightweight and strong. Like you can say fabrics, some mixing of what we called. Not getting that name. Some mixing of the materials they are using to have a high strength and lightweight. That is the concept they are following.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Once again, Tejas and Harshad, it's very, as far as knowledge is concerned, it was great to listen to this. It's a new thing, it's a new concept. And who knows, in the next 10, 15 years, this could become a reality. It has still not become a reality anywhere in the world, I know that. But there has only been trial runs in parts of the United States and somewhere in Europe. And we plan to have a trial run, but that also has not happened so far. So thank you, Tejas, and thank you, Arshad, for a wonderful thing. Just a few points. You will be provided with a certificate from us for having given this course. We thank you very much from the bottom of our heart, and all the 60 plus participants who have come here for this program. There comes the certifications for Teja and for having given this lecture. That is all. It's a token of appreciation from us. Please accept it as that.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
There is one more banner. Can you put it up on that DSSM training? So just for your information, we are having a DSSM training coming up. That is discipline agile Senior Scrum Master. This is ongoing sessions that we are having in PMP.
Sorry, sir, we couldn't able to see the screen.
Yeah, now you are able
So
to see.
that is
Yes.
coming up on
Yeah.
25th and 26th of this month. So anybody who's interested, we are very aggressive as far as the pricing is concerned. You can do this DSSM training for 17,000, 17,000. You remember that if you look at the websites and you look at other private players who are in this, who is offering DSSM, people are offering it for much higher prices. Our Project Management Institute Mumbai chapter is able to do this at a very, very subsidized cost. And I think it will be a great thing for you if you take up this training. Right now, as we talk, the PMP training is going on. We'll be having more PMP trainings in the months to come. So every month, keep a lookout on our website for all these trainings, ACP, PMP, refresher course in PMP, and now DSSM course. There it is, the slide that has come up, DSSM course on 25th and 26th. Check up our website or call our office or any one of us, and we'll give you more details about this in case you require any details. But it is very easy for you to just go online and register for it. It's a 2-day course. It's a 2-day full day virtual course right now. In future, we will be having face-to-face or physical training courses, but that is not immediately, maybe in the coming year. So that is it. Is there anything else, Chetan bhai?
Yes. Just to hold on. We have to facilitate our grow mentees for successfully completing this program. So Ketan sir, if you
I
can
think
give me the
Priya Patra
sharing
needs to,
rights.
yeah, Priya Patra is on the line.
Yeah, if you can give me
We
the
can't hear
sharing
you
rights.
clearly.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, we are able to hear you.
Now yes,
Able
yes.
to hear me. Okay. So so I have the sharing rights now, and I would like to, facilitate both Harshad and Teja for successfully completing this grow program. And this is a certificate from our side for being mentored from July onwards by your mentor Rajesh Angal. So this is for Teja and this is for Harshad. Harshad, are you able to see? Yes, this is
Yeah,
Harshad.
yes.
And thank you for both of you all for being so diligently completing the program, going through the mentoring sessions and, talking to Rajesh and getting the right inputs. And we saw this in the presentation as well. I would also now like to facilitate Rajesh Angal for giving his time, his we could really see the passion by which he has mentored these two young guys, and of course I will say that he has been even giving inputs to refine the framework as well. So I would consider him as my mentor as well. So thank you, Rajesh, for your efforts and your time that you put into the program. If you are there on this call, I would invite Rajesh to speak a few words here. Rajesh, are you there? Rajesh, are you able to join the WebEx? He was having some issue with joining the WebEx. Rajesh, you're there? I can't see anyone in Rajesh here.
Yeah, I can see his name in the
if you
list.
see him, please promote him to.
No, I'm not able to see him. I don't see him as this thing.
Okay, I'm trying to find him. He is not there. No, he's not there. Okay, so then sorry about that. He was having some issue to join the WebEx as such.
Priya, just a quick minute. People like Rajesh and all the others, who have been mentoring for various sessions or various participants, all these are volunteering work which we are doing. So all the people present here, the 54 participants who are present here today, like to mention that these are all volunteer efforts. All that we are doing today, all of us who are present here, we are all volunteers. So we also ask you, you are participating today, you can give in your talents for various areas in which you might be able to help the chapter, you might be able to help the project management body itself. You also will be getting PDUs for this. I think 2 PDUs you will be getting for this session that you have taken part right now for the last 2.5 hours. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just give 1 second. Rajesh is still trying to join. And just if you all can wait for 2 minutes then. Or Rajesh, if you want to talk on phone, I have him on the phone. 15 seconds. It's loading. Yeah. Okay. So we'll wait for 15 seconds while Rajesh tries to join in. And today, I think we had more than 70 participants on this call. And this was a good session. Okay. Ketan Gandhi is there on the call. If you can promote him to.
Yeah, just give me a minute. I'll just see it in the participants list and see him.
Yeah, just 1 more second before we try to. Did you find him, Ketan, sir?
No, I'm not able to see him.
फोन भी रख दिया पर पता नहीं किधर है.
एक मिनट, just give me a minute.
Yeah.
See him.
You found him? And he was one of our panelists also for the different student connects that we are doing across colleges as well on career based charcha, and we've given us good insights. We've got very good feedback. So we really thank him for, and all the other mentors who are there with us for their time and this thing. Ketan Gandhi, is he there? Or I'll just patch him on phone again.
No.
He's not there. That's what I didn't see him. I'll patch him on phone again.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
sure. Meanwhile, for all our attendees, I think I'll just make an announcement. There's a link which I have provided in the chat box for giving your feedback. Your valuable feedback is required for the sessions. So please click on that and give us your feedback about the session while we are waiting for Mr. Rajesh.
so Rajesh is here on phone. Sorry, we could not get him on WebEx. Lot of issues. Yeah, Rajesh. So if you can share a few words about your experience with the program, that will really, be good motivation for us. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm saying that, if you could share feedback on the program, and, we wanted to thank you for your efforts. Sorry you couldn't join in the WebEx issues, but if you could share a few words, that will really help us.
Sure. So, and it was an interesting time to deal with is to have moved between college and industry. Some of them are, one of them is experience. Tracking with them.
Yeah, I've included him in the panelist. If he can speak through that, because here the audio is very feeble. I'm not able to hear him. Rajesh, if you can, I've included you in the panelist.
Lot of got a chance to definitely thinking what the challenges, how they work. I think it's not that's all I can say.
Okay. Where you are able to hear Rajesh well? I think he is now there on the WebEx. Ketan Gandhi, was he audible?
No, not audible, but he's in WebEx now. He's
Okay, try the WebEx now. Sorry. Okay. All right. I'm cutting this.
While it connected, it seems.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Rajesh. Yes, we can hear you now loudly. Yeah. Okay. Great to see you also.
I am adding a lot of background noise, so I'll continue to be muted.
Okay,
Oh my
so
God. Ah,
no problem. But anyways, we heard you and thank you for your efforts and time that you've expended with our mentees. And hopefully we will see more contribution from you for our upcoming batches, and we are having some more coming in. So I think Ketan Gandhi, we are done for today.
Okay.
Ma'am,
If
one
there is
second.
anything else, yeah.
I'd like to thank Rajesh sir on this account of this Teachers Day because of he gave very much time, ma'am. Being a very busy person, he gave so much time for making me to understand the concepts. That's a very interesting part, making me to understand this project risk, a project EPC policy, everything and all, what I have done, and doing it. Okay, that providing the direction that matters. So providing a direction and imparting the knowledge is a very good experience that I got from Rajesh sir. So I extend my my sincere heartwarming thanks to you, sir, on this account of this Teachers Day.
Yes, sir. We
Thank you
learned
very
a lot
much.
of things from you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ketan Gandhi, over to you.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining us on this Sunday morning. And again, one more time, thanks to both the speakers, Mr. Teja and Mr. Harshad, for this wonderful session. And to all the attendees, please give us your feedback through the feedback link which I have provided in the chat box. We'll be also sending a mailer for claiming your PDUs, and in that also we'll provide this feedback. But if you can just spare 2 minutes right now, you can click on that link and give us a feedback about the session. How did you find the session? And thanks a lot again. We will see you sometime, I think next week or in the month of October. We are trying to fix up one more PM forum in the month of September. If time permits, we'll have that. Otherwise, next session will be in October. So, keep you posted.
Ketan, I like to
Yes,
mention here that
sure.
we are having our AGM coming up on 26th, which is a
26th.
Sunday.
Yes.
All the people present here, I think we have got more than 60. So please do join the AGM, which is a very interesting thing. You will meet people, you will at least see the people who are running the board, and you will understand how PMI Mumbai chapter is working, and it will be a very good experience as far as networking is concerned. So please do join the AGM. It will be only for an hour or two at the most. So it will be in the morning on Sunday, 26th September.
Thanks a lot, Jacob, for this, and also thanks to you also for joining us and being with us. So that's the end of the session. Thanks a lot. I'm signing off for today. Good day.
Thank you, sir.